cold. That's the first thing you never forget. Not the cold of winter or frost on a window pane. This is the cold that lives inside the bone. The cold that whispers up from forgotten places, carried on a breath that isn't yours. Picture it. A stretch of forgotten country road in New England, choked by ancient oaks whose gnarled branches clawed at a perpetually bruised sky. And at the end of a weed-strangled drive, hunched against the encroaching woods, stood Perron Manor. It found its latest inhabitants through despair, Evelyn Perron, a woman whose smile had been etched away by grief sharper than any knife. She sought silence, solitude, a place to bury her sorrows and raise her daughter, Lily, away from pitying stares. Lily, 8 years old, with eyes too old for her face, eyes that saw the world not just as it was, but as it might be. She clung to her mother's hand the day they arrived, her small fingers ice cold. She didn't cry. She simply stared up at the manor's blank mullioned windows like eyes sewn shut. The air inside hit them first, thick, stale, laced with the damp decay of old plaster and something else, something vaguely sweet and cloying, like forgotten lilies left to rot. The grandeur was devoured by neglect. Shadows pooled thickly in the corners, seeming to shift if you looked away. Evelyn tried to paint over the gloom, but the colors seemed to leach away. The house breathed. They both felt it. A sigh through the floorboards, a low moan in the chimney flue, and the cold, that deep, marrow-chilling cold, settled in. No fire could truly banish it. Lily changed. She stopped playing in certain rooms. The cellar door became an object of pure terror. She spoke less to her mother, more to the corners. And then came the drawings, pages filled with crude, chilling images, stick figures screaming, black shapes with too many limbs, and one figure repeated, tall, unnaturally thin, cloaked in black with a face like a bleached skull framed by a stark white wimple. A nun, but not like any nun Lily could have ever seen. This one radiated malice. Its eyes were voids. Its smile was a slash of pure hunger. She watches from the stairs, Mommy. Lily's voice, small and brittle. Evelyn's blood turned to ice. Who, sweetheart? Lily didn't look up. The dark lady, she whispered. The nun. She's always on the stairs. She wants to show me downstairs. Her finger pointed towards the cellar door. The incidents escalated. Evelyn would wake, paralyzed, the crushing weight of something impossibly cold and hateful pinning her to the bed. Objects vanished, only to reappear in impossible places. The pervasive smell of decay intensified, and the cold became a malevolent entity. Desperation drove Evelyn to seek help, a name whispered in hushed tones. The Warrens, Ed and Lorraine, investigators of the unusual, the unexplained, the damned. They arrived. Ed, solid, pragmatic. Lorraine, possessed of a quiet, watchful intensity. The house recoiled. As Lorraine stepped over the threshold, a wave of palpable hatred washed through the foyer. The temperature plummeted. Lily peeked out. She doesn't like them, Lily breathed. She's angry. Lorraine moved like a sleepwalker, drawn towards the cellar door. It's here, she murmured. The malignancy. It's anchored down there. Suffering, violence, a summoning. And it's not alone. There are others, trapped, tormented. But it commands them. It is the source. Ed set up equipment. Static hissed, needles flickered, the air crackled. In Lily's room, Lorraine paused over a nun drawing. Valak, she whispered. That's its name. A deceiver, a predator. It feasts on despair, on innocence, on grief. It chose Lily. It wants her fear. It wants her. As dusk bled into night, the manor transformed. Thuds echoed. Disembodied whispers slithered from the walls. Cold spots became freezing vortices. the smell of rot concentrated near the cellar door, which rattled softly in its frame. They gathered in the sitting room, Evelyn clutching Lily, Ed holding a crucifix aloft, Lorraine with her eyes closed. They prayed. The air vibrated. The lights flickered violently. Lily screamed, a shriek of pure terror. She stared, transfixed, up the shadowed staircase. Evelyn followed her gaze. Her heart stopped. At the top of the stairs, coalescing from the deepest gloom, stood a figure. Tall, impossibly thin, shrouded in tattered black vestments. Its face, a desecration, skin like old parchment, eyes, bottomless pits of obsidian, and the mouth, a lipless gash pulled into a rictus grin of pure, unholy malice. The nun, Valak, its gaze locked onto Lily. The air turned arctic. The smell of decay was suffocating. Lorraine gasped. "It's here, in the open! Ed!" Ed stepped forward, thrusting the crucifix, reciting Latin. Valak's grin widened, revealing rows of needle-like black teeth. A sound emanated from it, a wave of pure despair and loathing that crashed over them. "Lily!" Evelyn screamed. Lily was rigid, entranced. A thin trickle of blood seeped from her nose. The demon was pulling her. "No!" Evelyn lunged, grabbing Lily, wrapping her body around her child. Lorraine stepped forward. She raised her hands. Her voice cut through the barrage, clear and resonant. "In the name of the light that banishes all darkness, by the authority vested beyond this plane, you have no dominion here, Valak. This child is protected. This home is claimed. Back to the pit that spawned you. Back." A blinding light flared. Valak's form writhed, frayed at the edges. Its mouth opened in a silent howl. Then it vanished. The crushing pressure lifted. The paralyzing cold retreated. The lights steadied. Only Lily's muffled sobs remained. The Warrens stayed for days. Prayers were woven. Salt lines guarded thresholds. Blessed objects were placed. Lorraine helped Lily rebuild walls in her mind. Exhaustion etched their faces. They spoke of binding, of containment, not destruction. Valak was not vanquished, only pushed back, denied its prey, for now. When they left, a fragile peace settled. The whispers ceased. The cellar door remained shut. Lily smiled again, a tentative thing. But Evelyn knew. She felt it in the persistent chill. She saw it in the lingering wariness in her daughter's eyes. The Warrens documented it. Proof, they called it. Proof of Valak. But proof offers little warmth on a winter's night in a house that remembers. They bind it. They warn you. They leave. But the cold remains. It seeps up from the earth beneath the cellar. It lingers on the stairs where something stood, watching, waiting. Because names like Valak, they don't forget. They don't forgive. They simply bide their time, in the silence, in the dark, in the place where the light hasn't quite reached. Sleep well, if you can. The shadows are always deeper than they seem. What waits in yours? Tell us, if you dare.